By 2157, humanity has reached a point where old dreams no longer feel like dreams. Hunger is gone. Disease has been defeated. Pollution has been wiped from Earth. Everything that once made life miserable feels like ancient history. Space travel is no longer rare. People do not just vacation across countries anymore. They travel across planets. That is Maxim's future. He is young, curious, and drawn to exploration. While everyone else wants him to focus on college, Maxim only cares about discovering new worlds. He keeps flying deeper into space, chasing strange planets and unfamiliar cultures, even while his family keeps calling, begging him to come home. But Maxim has no interest in returning. The universe is far more exciting than anything waiting for him on Earth. Then, everything goes wrong. Out of nowhere, a massive asteroid slams into his ship. The craft spins violently out of control. Lights flicker, systems crash, alarms scream. Maxim fights to stabilize the ship and tries to force an emergency landing, but it is already too late. The controls stop responding, and his ship drops like a stone toward an unknown planet below. He survives the crash. The moment he escapes, the ship explodes behind him, leaving him alone on an unknown world. At first, the planet feels dead. There is barely any light or sound, just an eerie silence that feels wrong. Still, Maxim moves, hoping to find some sign of life. Deep in the wilderness, he comes across the remains of a fire that was put out not long ago. That means one thing: someone else is here. Later, he spots a strange creature hiding behind a rock. Maxim tries to speak to it, but the being panics and runs away before he can get close. Before he can process it, a soldier appears in front of him with a gun at his face. His name is Zeph, and he yells in a language Maxim cannot understand. Maxim reaches for a tiny translator on his belt, hoping to communicate, but Zeph shoots it before Maxim can use it. With no way to explain himself, Maxim is arrested and dragged away. He is taken to a city that looks human, but feels wrong. The people wear filthy clothes and metal helmets. Soldiers are everywhere. Surveillance drones watch the streets from above. It looks less like a futuristic civilization and more like a nightmare from an old history book. Soon, Maxim is brought into a lab, where scientists place a strange helmet on his head and begin probing his mind. They want to know who he is, what he knows, and where he came from. But instead of believing he is an alien visitor, they decide he is insane. So they prepare to send him to a psychiatric hospital. A soldier named Guy is assigned to escort him. But before they leave, something disturbing happens. A moment later, the convoy is hit by chaos. An explosion tears through one of the towers, sending debris crashing into the road. Smoke fills the air. Fire spreads. People scream and run while others are crushed under metal. One enormous steel rod slams into their truck, trapping Guy under the wreckage. Without hesitating, Maxim throws himself into the destruction and drags Guy out in time. That is when Guy starts seeing him differently. No ordinary man should have done that so easily. For the first time, Guy begins to wonder who Maxim really is. Meanwhile, Maxim starts learning the truth about this planet. There is unrest everywhere. People are rebelling. The government is trying to stay in power through fear, violence, and those mysterious towers scattered across the country. When they finally reach the city, another powerful figure enters the picture: Strider, the head of the Department of Special Research. The second he hears about Maxim, he orders a man named Funk to bring him in. By then, Maxim has been moved into another facility, this time inside a giant water tank while scientists keep digging into his mind. Funk gets inside and pulls him out without permission, but things only get stranger. Another major figure, the state prosecutor Umnik, is also watching Maxim. Yet when the time comes, even Umnik hides away and suffers a painful seizure. Then, while Funk is driving Maxim through the city, he too checks the time nervously, like he is waiting for something he fears. And then it happens. Funk also collapses from the same kind of attack. Police immediately take him away. The people nearby begin singing that same patriotic song again. This time, the crowd notices that Maxim is not singing with them. Their faces turn hostile instantly. Whatever spell this anthem has on them, Maxim is outside it, and that makes him dangerous in their eyes. The crowd turns on him, and before things get worse, Maxim escapes. Now the bigger picture appears. This country is ruled by powerful men known as the Unknown Fathers, and among them are Strider and Umnik. Their system is ruthless. If even one of them fails, the others will destroy him without mercy. These are not leaders protecting people. These are men protecting control. While wandering through the city, Maxim ends up in a bar, and everything shifts again. There, he meets a waitress named Rada. The moment he sees her, something changes. In this broken, paranoid world, she is the first person who feels warm, real, and human. Rada speaks to him kindly, but the moment does not stay peaceful for long. Another customer begins harassing her, making a scene in front of everyone. Maxim watches in silence until the man turns his anger toward him. That turns out to be a mistake. The attacker swings at Maxim, but Maxim reacts with shocking speed. He twists the man's arm, shuts him down instantly, and sends him running in humiliation. After that, Maxim and Rada spend the day together. He tells her about Earth, space, and the worlds he has seen. Then he discovers something surprising. Rada is Guy's sister. Because of that connection, she invites Maxim to her home, and he agrees. But as soon as they leave the bar, the same man returns, this time with backup. He has not come for an argument. He has come for revenge. What follows is not even a fair fight. The men attack Maxim with blades and other weapons, but he moves through them like he has done it his whole life. Every strike misses. Every attack is turned back on them. Even when more armed men show up, Maxim wipes them out one after another. At one point, someone tangles his leg with a rope, but even that does not save them. He uses their own momentum and weapons against them, throwing them down with brutal precision. The last man standing pulls out a bizarre weapon, a ball-like machine with sharp blades, and lunges at Maxim with it. Even that fails. By the time the fight is over, Maxim has made one thing clear. He may look like a lost traveler, but he is far more dangerous than anyone on this planet expected. When he arrives at Rada's home, Guy is there too. At first, he is shocked to see Maxim, but after remembering how Maxim saved his life, he lets him stay. From there, Maxim slowly adapts to this strange world, but the more he learns, the more disturbing it becomes. The government does not just control people through fear, it controls what they believe. Maxim sees propaganda everywhere. People are taught that they do not live on the surface of a planet, but somehow inside it. They are told there are no other planets, no stars, no greater universe beyond their world. They are taught that the unknown fathers saved the nation by defeating rebels and building the towers. Every lie is repeated so often that it has become truth. Guy, now fully trusting Maxim, tells him that serving and protecting the homeland is the highest duty. He wants Maxim to join the guards like him. The only problem is Maxim has no identity papers, no records, and no legal place in society. So Guy has to convince his commander, Chachu, to let him in. That decision pushes Maxim into military training. He is taught the anthem. He is forced through harsh drills. He has to crawl through burning containers and fire at images made to look like rebels. Step by step, they try to shape him into one of them. But even as Maxim goes through the training, one thing is already clear. He did not crash onto an ordinary planet. He crashed into a machine built on lies, fear, and control. And he is only beginning to see how deep it really goes. Maxim turned out to be the kind of shooter soldiers talk about in disbelief. His aim almost never failed, and the army trusted him. But whenever training ended, his mind went somewhere else. He would slip away to meet Rada, and the more time they spent together, the harder it became to pretend this world was normal. Their bond kept growing, even while everything around them got uglier. After training, Maxim was taken into the army, and his first real mission shattered whatever illusions remained. He joined a raid on a supposed rebel hideout, expecting extremists or any real threat. Instead, the soldiers stormed the buildings like monsters, throwing explosives inside, dragging terrified people through the wreckage and treating everyone there like animals. Maxim stood frozen because the so-called rebels were ordinary civilians. The moment he understood that, he dropped his gun. Then one man tried to fight back. He rushed out and opened fire but was quickly overpowered. Chachu did not stop him to restore order. He beat the man down for pleasure. That was when Maxim saw the system clearly. Later, the captured rebels were dragged into court and pushed under a blinding light for judgment. Those who stayed quiet became laborers. Those who resisted were killed. One prisoner showed a mechanical arm and revealed the guards had taken his real one. Another was sealed inside a gas-filled suit that slowly burned him alive while officials watched without mercy. Maxim said nothing, but something had changed forever. When he returned home, he told Guy everything they were doing was wrong. Guy answered with the belief he had been raised on. This was simply how their country survived. Not long after, Chachu called both of them in and took Maxim into the woods for a claimed loyalty test. 2 condemned rebels were waiting there. Chachu handed Maxim a weapon and told him to kill them. Maxim pretended to obey, asked to do it alone, and secretly let both prisoners escape. After that, he went back and told Chachu he was done with the army. Chachu answered by shooting him again and again until he dropped. Even Guy could not stop him. They dragged Guy away and left Maxim bleeding out in the forest. But Maxim was not like anyone on that planet. During the night, rebels searching the area were horrified when they saw his body move. He was alive. His wounds were already closing. Once he could speak, Maxim told them the truth. He was from another world, and the medical science of his people was so advanced that normal injuries were rarely enough to kill him. Then the rebels told him the truth in return. The towers were never built for defense. They were mind control machines. Twice a day they blasted signals into the population, forcing patriotic frenzy into citizens. The people who could resist those signals were branded as degenerates, but resistance came with a price: pain, convulsions, and persecution. The regime hunted them not because they were monsters, but because they could not be controlled. Everything made sense: the anthem, the seizures, the fear. Even Umnik, one of the men at the top, had to hide and suffer through those same attacks, which meant the poison in the system reached higher than Maxim first imagined. So Maxim joined the rebels and helped plan an assault on a tower. He cut through the defenses, got the team inside, and fought through waves of soldiers not ready for someone like him. Bullets, chaos, screaming, smoke, none of it slowed him. While the others covered him, Maxim planted explosives at the base of the tower. Then, in the firefight, he went back for everyone, dragging out the dead, wounded, and unconscious so no one would be left behind. Seconds later, the tower exploded. They had won, but the cost was brutal. Most of the team was gone. Still, Maxim could not stay away from Rada. He secretly returned to the city and found her again, and for a brief moment, everything else disappeared. But that moment did not last. A neighbor noticed him and alerted the police. When Guy came home and found Maxim there, the pressure and fear exploded into anger. He started arguing as the police closed in. Maxim realized staying would only destroy Rada and Guy too, so he tried to escape. Outside, soldiers were already waiting. He fought them off until Chachu turned the situation into a trap by aiming at Rada. Maxim stopped immediately and surrendered. It was the only way to save her. In prison, Maxim became valuable again. Strider wanted him kept alive so his unusual mind could be studied more deeply, but Umnik saw something even more dangerous in him. After checking Maxim's profile, he realized the tower signals had no effect on him at all. That made Maxim more than a prisoner. He was a threat no one at the top could control. So Umnik arranged for him to be quietly removed, making it look as if he had vanished. The next morning, Maxim and the other prisoners were sent into the wild to gather weapons left after old battles. There, abandoned defense robots activated and opened fire. Everyone dropped for cover, waited, and fought back until the machines were destroyed. After that, Zeph told Maxim more about the strange creature he had seen when he first crashed on the planet. According to him, those things were not animals, but twisted former humans, changed so badly they were no longer seen as people. Soon after, Zeph fell into a hidden pit, and Maxim jumped in after him. The fall led them into underground tunnels and old labs beneath the surface. The place felt like a graveyard of experiments. Then, the same creature appeared and attacked. It nearly tore Zeph apart, forcing Maxim into another desperate fight. He barely managed to overpower it, but once the danger passed, Maxim made a choice that revealed who he was. He knew Zeph would kill the creature the second he had the chance. So while Zeph slept, Maxim quietly freed it and let it go. The next day, Maxim, Zeph, and the one-armed rebel moved through the forest until they found a red tank stuck among the trees. Before they could understand what they were looking at, a black tank attacked them. Their weapons did almost nothing. Then Maxim noticed an opportunity. He triggered the red tank's defense response, causing it to fire on the black one by mistake and blow it apart. In the confusion, he rushed forward, climbed onto the remaining tank, forced his way in, and disabled it from the inside. At last, they had a way out. Maxim told the others he was heading south and invited anyone brave enough to come. His plan was simple. The border was full of mines and traps, but a tank could survive what a man could not. As he drove toward the border, mines exploded around him, but the tank kept moving. Then he came across soldiers searching vehicles near a field littered with rebel corpses. The sight crushed him. He hid inside the tank as one soldier climbed up to inspect it, and Maxim saw who it was: Guy. Without wasting a second, he pulled him inside and smashed through the barrier. The soldiers opened fire, but their bullets could not stop the machine. Guy was terrified, stunned, and furious, asking why Maxim had dragged him into it. Maxim gave him the only answer that mattered. He wanted to show him a different life, better than the lie they had both been living inside. And that is where this part of the story leaves them, driving into the unknown, with the truth finally too big to ignore.